Blackheads usually begin when pores get clogged with excess oil and dead skin cells, so prevention works best when skincare stays gentle, regular, and simple rather than harsh, aggressive, or constantly changing. Wash acne-prone skin no more than twice a day, and also after heavy sweating, using a mild cleanser and lukewarm water, because frequent washing, rough scrubbing, and very hot or very cold water can irritate the skin and make acne seem worse. Do not try to squeeze, scrape, or clean out blackheads at home, because that can worsen inflammation and may increase the risk of lasting marks or scarring. Choose oil-free or non-comedogenic skincare, sunscreen, and makeup when possible. Remove makeup before bed, and keep oily hair products away from the face. Over-the-counter ingredients such as salicylic acid can help unclog pores, adapalene can help prevent clogged pores, and benzoyl peroxide can support acne treatment, but these products can cause dryness or irritation at first, so it makes sense to start slowly and use a light moisturizer if needed. Improvement usually takes several weeks rather than happening overnight, and if acne becomes painful, widespread, scar-forming, or does not improve after a reasonable trial of self-care, it is sensible to see a dermatologist. And now, with that practical advice placed neatly at the front like a clean towel folded on a bathroom shelf, let the rest of the evening belong to laughter, because in a small retirement town in Louisiana, where the porches were deep, the tea was sweet, and even the squirrels seemed to carry neighborhood gossip in their tails, there lived a 78-year-old widow named Charlene Dupree, who had reached the age where she no longer mistook nonsense for surprise. In Charlene's opinion, nonsense was simply one of life's most reliable delivery services. It always arrived, it rarely knocked, and it never once apologized for the timing. Charlene lived in a pale mint green cottage with white trim, a porch swing that creaked in a way she considered musical, and a front yard lined with old clay pots planted with rosemary, basil, and one magnificent geranium she had threatened to name if it got any more temperamental. Her late husband, Bernard, had been a man of impossible practical intelligence and deeply impractical taste. He could fix a carburetor, rewire a lamp, sharpen every blade in the garage, and calculate lumber needs in his head. Yet he was also the same man who once brought home a life-size plaster pelican, wearing a Mardi Gras bow tie, and declared with great seriousness that the front yard had lacked civic spirit. Charlene had married him, knowing he was half engineer, half parade float. Over 43 years, she learned that love sometimes looks like devotion, sometimes like patience, and sometimes like nodding quietly while a grown man positions a giant bird statue near the azaleas and explains that it adds authority. The pelican stayed. It stayed through storms, anniversaries, grandchildren, repainting, and one notable spring when a teenage nephew tried to move it for a prank and discovered that concrete has no sense of humor. Bernard named the statue Mr. Beaumont because, in his words, a pelican in a bow tie deserved a proper Louisiana name. After Bernard died, Charlene never moved Mr. Beaumont. She dusted him. She straightened the bow tie after wind. She once told the UPS driver not to lean a package against him because he has seniority. But she never moved him, because grief is strange and practical and often settles itself into the nearest absurd object that remembers your life with you. Her two closest friends were Geneva Price, age 73, retired school librarian, owner of 3 pairs of reading glasses and 1 handbag with the organizational power of a military archive, and Otis Bell, age 81, former feed store owner, amateur catfish philosopher, and a man who trusted cast iron, handwritten notes, and his own suspicions more than he trusted websites, consultants, or anyone who said the phrase, elevated experience. Every Wednesday morning, the three met at Magnolia Cup Cafe, where the biscuits were large enough to have their own weather system. The coffee was stern, and the waitress, Laurel, called everybody darling in a tone that made it sound half affectionate and half supervisory. One Wednesday in early May, Charlene arrived 11 minutes late, with an expression so carefully arranged that Geneva put down her fork before the bite even reached her mouth. "That face," Geneva said, narrowing her eyes, "means either somebody at church has volunteered you for something, or your yard has become public business again." Charlene removed her sunglasses, placed them on the table, and said, "Someone has made my pelican prom king." Otis blinked once, Geneva blinked twice. Laurel stopped in the aisle with the coffee pot held midair like a witness in a courtroom. "You're what?" Geneva asked. Charlene drew a glossy flyer from her purse and laid it on the table. Across the top, in silver script and tiny stars, it read, "Silver Moon Senior Prom." Beneath that, framed by glittering clip art lanterns and two badly illustrated roses, was a photo of Mr. Beaumont in his bow tie, his chin lifted in plaster superiority, with the caption, "Vote for your formal favorite." "There," Charlene said. "That is my late husband's concrete pelican, currently running for senior prom king." Laurel put down the coffee pot. "Now that," she said, "is a quality problem. Younger people might think there are larger concerns in the world than an ornamental pelican being entered into a community dance contest. But younger people have not yet learned how retirement town life can transform decorative nonsense into procedural crisis in under 12 hours. In Bell Cypress Estates, every social function was potentially municipal. A luncheon could become a referendum. A pie contest could become a blood feud. A church raffle could create a decade-long coldness between cousins. So when Charlene explained that she had woken up to 3 text messages congratulating Mr. Beaumont on his strong polling numbers for the upcoming senior prom, the table accepted instantly that this was not frivolous. It was developing. "How did it begin?" Otis asked. Charlene sighed. "Yesterday I was at the hair salon. Ruby showed me a draft flyer and asked whether I thought silver streamers looked youthful or desperate. I said they looked contractual. This morning, Bernice Harlan stopped at my mailbox and told me she had already voted for Mr. Beaumont because he has posture and community visibility." Geneva read the flyer twice. "There's a QR code," she said in horror. "Exactly," Charlene replied. "They have digitized my pelican." By the time breakfast came, half the cafe knew. A man at the counter declared he had always thought the bird looked delectable. A woman near the pie case said the social committee had finally gone too far. And that's coming from a woman who once approved a chocolate fountain at a memorial luncheon. Laurel brought extra jam for stamina and said, "I'm not saying we need action, but if somebody starts selling campaign buttons, this will get out of hand." Geneva had already written "Pelican Prom Matter" across a napkin in large block letters. "We're investigating," she said. Charlene sighed. "We're eating breakfast." "Both can happen," Otis replied, which was the kind of sentence older people say only when they have already committed themselves to drama with administrative intent. By 10:30, they stood in Charlene's front yard, looking at the space beside the azaleas where Mr. Beaumont should have been standing. There was only brick edging, a faint ring of cleaner dirt, and one forgotten blue sequin caught in the rosebush. Charlene froze. "No," she said. "Absolutely not." Geneva turned sharply. "What?" Charlene pointed. "He's gone." Otis removed his cap and placed it on his head again, as if hoping a second attempt at reality would improve it. "Well," he said, "that upgrades this from nonsense to theft." They searched the yard, which was pointless because no one truly believed a 4-foot concrete pelican had wandered off in a fit of modesty. Geneva found wheel marks in the dirt near the side gate. Otis found a scrap of silver tool caught on the mailbox latch. Charlene found herself staring at the empty spot with the odd mix of anger and sadness that only the theft of a ridiculous beloved object can produce. "They have kidnapped him for formal wear," she said. "This town has no breaks." By noon, Belle Cypress was awake to the crisis. At the pharmacy, a cashier said she'd heard Mr. Sade. Beaumont was testing well with the bridge ladies. At the mailbox cluster, Mrs. Talley asked whether the prom election would be postponed, pending avian recovery. A retired dentist muttered that symbolic leadership had been cheapened. Even the groundskeeper, Luis, who had wisely built a career on remaining emotionally neutral about resident nonsense, shook his head and said, "The Pelican? That's too much." Charlene's daughter called from Houston after hearing the story through a cousin who had somehow attached 4 exclamation marks to the phrase, "Your mother's bird is missing." "Mama," she said, between laughs, "why is Daddy's pelican involved in a prom campaign?" "Because this town has too many committees and not enough weather," Charlene replied. "Are you upset?" "I am offended on principle and curious in detail." "That's very you." The first reliable clue came from the woman at the florist shop, who lowered her voice and said, "I probably shouldn't mention this, but I saw Phyllis Dean and Connie Ruth from activities loading something tall and bird-shaped into the back of a golf cart yesterday evening. They also had silver ribbon and looked very pleased with themselves." Phyllis Dean, head of the social committee, was exactly the kind of woman who would commit decorative abduction if it improved attendance. Connie Ruth, who believed all gatherings needed themes, centerpieces, and moments, was her natural accomplice. By 1 o'clock, Charlene, Geneva, and Otis were at the community hall where the Silver Moon Senior Prom was already being assembled with enough satin and battery candles to threaten the concept of restraint itself. The lobby smelled faintly of fake roses, coffee, and overcommitment. At the far end of the room, under a glitter sign reading Moonlight Memories, stood Mr. Beaumont. He had been polished, his bow tie had been fluffed, a silver paper crown rested at an angle between his plaster brows. Charlene stopped dead. "Oh, now they've crowned him." Geneva inhaled sharply with something very close to delight. Otis folded his arms and said, "I was hoping they'd at least have the shame to keep it simple." Phyllis saw them and immediately produced the bright, guilty smile of a woman who knows she has crossed a line, but still believes the centerpiece photographs well. "Charlene," she said, "I was just about to call you." "Then let us spare one another the effort," Charlene replied. "Why is my late husband's pelican wearing a prom crown?" Connie Ruth appeared from behind a table of silver punch bowls and winced openly. "Now, listen." "No," Charlene said. "You listen. You took a private memorial yard ornament from my property, polished it, accessorized it, and entered it into a public popularity contest." Otis made a low sound in his throat like distant thunder reconsidering itself. Geneva opened her notebook. People nearby, sensing quality conflict, stopped pretending to tape streamers and simply listened. Phyllis spread her hands. "We only borrowed him." "Borrowed," Charlene repeated, "with no permission. We intended to surprise you."